The Professional Series overhead valve engine is an all-new design for 2009. What started as a redesign of the Intech series resulted in an entirely new family of engines. It's a very exciting product, and we're going to take a closer look in detail. We brought a number of commercial-grade features to this engine. There's a large fuel tank for longer runtime, and the Ready Start automatic choke provides power with just a pull. There's a high-mount oil fill with a straight dipstick tube. Optionally, there's a pressurized oil filter for added protection from engine wear and an available cast iron sleeve for extra durability in extreme conditions. It's time for our closer look to get really close. We'll walk through a partial disassembly of the 875 series Model 12S902. But if you're looking for more detail, keep your update book handy. Note that fasteners used on this engine family are a combination of metric and SAE. This is primarily because some parts are shared with the Quantum, DOV, and Intech lines. We'll start by removing the air cleaner cover. The cover is fastened with a captured, no tools required knob. This engine features reversed ports in comparison to other air-cooled engines. The port reversal places the air intake in clean air, away from mower discharge chutes. The air filtration system incorporates a high-capacity automotive-style element. Radial and racetrack seals combine for more protection from debris than conventional systems. Raised ridges on the rigid air cleaner and cover assure a tight seal. The starter is a dog and cup style without the cup, combining a finger guard with the rewind. The assembly is held in place by 3 8mm nuts and can be mounted so that the pull handle is accessible from a variety of directions. The starter design itself is borrowed from the DOV engine line. The rope pulley is held in place by a 1/8" button head Allen screw. Note that the screw has a left-hand thread. As with other starters of its type, the spring and pulley are like a cartridge and are not available separately. The rope is easily replaced. The nuts securing the rewind assembly also secure the blower housing. With the rewind removed, simply pull up on the blower housing and it will slip right off. The blower housing helps deaden noise and is made of a polymer material. This metal plate attaches to the blower housing and acts as a heat shield and air baffle. The 1.2-quart fuel tank is a polymer design with internal baffles and a self-contained 150-micron fuel filter. The tank is secured to the engine by the threaded studs, which also secure the rewind, and by a bolt and spacer through a tab on the lower section of the tank. The tank is vented along the tank and tethered gas cap threads. For engines sold in California, the cap will contain a charcoal puck of compressed carbon that captures hydrocarbons from the vapor that constantly moves in and out of the tank. The cap may also house a fresh start capsule. A high-energy, advancing-style magnetron ignition armature provides energy to the spark plug. The ignition system output voltage is increased by additional copper wire added to the armature windings. This armature is identified by the blue band at the base of the high-tension lead. Once the tank is removed, the dipstick assembly slides up and off the engine. The dipstick tube must be removed to access the pinch bolt nut on the governor arm. Standard tools and procedures will remove the flywheel. The flywheel puller is the smaller version of the 3 offered by Briggs&Stratton, part number 19069. The standard flywheel is lightweight aluminum. A heavier zinc flywheel is optional for applications that require more flywheel mass. The flywheel fan is cast into the flywheel and is phase modulated to reduce noise. Posts on the flywheel engage the starter dogs instead of a cup. Note the two holes through the flywheel for access to the end of the governor shaft for static governor adjustments. The air filter base is quite rigid to maintain the integrity of the seal between the filter and the base. The breather tube attaches to a fitting in the rear. When removing the filter base, remove the breather tube at the fitting, as it is securely fastened at the breather end. You can see that engine numbers are stamped into the sheet metal above the muffler. This is the top of the cylinder air guide. The muffler has a tube-shaped outlet. The muffler body is aluminized steel. This muffler contains 3 sets of baffles and is one of the quietest in the Briggs&Stratton lineup. Both muffler guards, the wire-formed and stamped steel, meet EU standards. Ready Start is standard on the Professional series. Ready Start consists of a thermostat sandwiched between the cylinder head and muffler, a modified choke plate, and linkage on the top of the carburetor. The bimetal thermostat mounts between the muffler and the cylinder head. Gaskets on both sides of the thermostat bracket help seal the exhaust system. Linkage connects the thermostat to the carburetor choke plate. Depending on the temperature of the engine's exhaust system, movement of the thermostat arm engages or disengages the choke plate. This sheet metal air guide covers the governor link and serves as a channel for the flywheel brake ignition shorting wire. The LMS-style carburetor is a single-circuit design equipped with high-speed fuel and air delivery pathways. The main jet is contained in the bowl nut. With the valve cover off, it's easy to see one of the biggest differences with this engine, the change in port locations. Viewed straight on, the intake port is on the right and the exhaust is on the left. This allows the air intake to be on the clean side of the mower, away from the discharge side. Since valve train components are borrowed from the Intech, valve adjustments are the same procedure as on the Intech engines. The final component we'll look at on the Professional Series engine is the breather. Just to the side of the ignition armature on the top of the block is the engine breather. It is a reed-style breather located high on the block to help prevent oil from entering the air filter chamber if the mower is tipped on its side. This is as far as we'll go today in this closer look of the new Professional Series engine line. For further detail, the teardown script for this engine, along with a list of torque specs and other engine specifications, is posted on thepowerportal.com or available from your source of supply. Additional detail of internal engine features can be found in the Update Seminar Notebook.